So I recently stumbled upon this fascinating tool called MapSCII. It's a renderer that shows world maps using Braille and ASCII art. How cool is that?
Wait, seriously. I mean using Braille and ASCII. That's so inventive. But what's the practical use of something like that?
Right, it really caught my attention because it makes maps accessible for visually impaired folks. But then how do they navigate it?
Exactly. I guess they would use keyboard commands to pan and zoom. But it's so interesting to think about the limitations there.
Totally, I mean the resolution must not be super great, right? I wonder how detailed these maps can actually get.
That's a good point. ASCII art can get pretty intricate, but with Braille, it's likely more about information density than detail.
Ooh, that must be a balancing act. It reminds me of those old-school text-based video games that had to convey so much with so little.
Yes, and those relied heavily on imagination. So, do you think the lack of visuals helps or hinders user experience?
I'm torn. On one hand, it stimulates creativity, but on the other, it might frustrate users used to graphical maps.
Fair point. Also, considering digital navigation today, is there a risk of it becoming obsolete? Why would anyone choose it?
Good question. I think there's a unique charm to retro tech that might appeal to some. Plus, it serves a community that needs it.
That's a valid angle. But how do mainstream tech companies fit into this? Shouldn't they prioritize accessibility in their tools?
Yes and no. While they should be developing accessible tools, not all innovations fit into the mainstream model.
True, accessibility can sometimes feel overlooked until there's a push from users. So, is MapSCII a niche solution?
Definitely feels niche, especially since it's hosted on telnet, but that's part of its charm. It feels like a hidden gem.
Right, and speaking of hidden gems, it's fascinating how retro tools like this can enhance modern understanding of tech.
Exactly, it's like they force us to rethink what we consider modern tech. But do they risk being viewed as outdated?
That's the tricky part. They may be innovative for certain people but perceived as obsolete by the mainstream. Quite a dichotomy.
I wonder if there can be a middle ground, like using new tech to enhance accessibility while maintaining that old-school feel.
That could be really intriguing. Imagine a hybrid system that keeps the simplicity but adds some modern tweaks for visual cues.
What if they integrated haptic feedback? Like using touch to convey information even better, it could transform experience.
Wow, that'd be a game changer. But then we have to think about how complicated it could make the user interface.
True, balancing innovation and usability is always a challenge. So who's the target audience for something like MapSCII?
I mean, it seems to primarily target the visually impaired, but I could see it attracting tech enthusiasts as well.
Right, it's such a niche intersection of accessibility and retro tech appreciation, kind of a community builder.
I love that angle. It could create a space for shared experiences, especially among users who value accessibility.
So if we think about it, MapSCII is not just a map, it's a conversation starter about tech and accessibility.
Exactly. That's what I find so fascinating, how something seemingly simple can open larger conversations about inclusion.
And it challenges us to rethink how we design and interact with technology on multiple levels.
Well said. It's innovative not just for its function, but for its potential to redefine tech experiences.
So what's our takeaway from this exploration? Maybe that innovation can come in unexpected forms, right?
Definitely. And there's always room for improvement to make tech truly accessible, which is so important.
Totally, let's keep exploring these hidden gems. You never know what surprises await.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see how this conversation continues to evolve with technology.
Me too. Until next time, let's keep our minds open and our curiosity alive.